Hello students, welcome to the lecture on Distribution Channel Design and Logistics Outsourcing. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand Distribution Management System, discuss Outbound Logistics and Facility Location, explain classical location problems, describe strategic planning models for location analysis, location models. Understand the drivers of outsourcing trends. Discuss the third-party 3PL and fourth-party 4PL logistics provider. Describe the emergence of 4PL service providers. Let us first talk about the Distribution Management System. Distribution Management System, DMS, is a collection of applications which shall monitor and control the entire distribution network efficiently and reliably. It acts as a decision support system to assist the control room and field operating personnel with the monitoring and control of the electric distribution system. Improving the reliability and quality of service in terms of reducing outages, minimizing outage time, maintaining acceptable frequency and voltage levels are the key deliverables of a DMS. Most distribution utilities have been comprehensively using IT solutions through their outage management systems, OMS, that makes use of other systems like Customer Information System, CIS, Geographical Information System, GIS, and Interactive Voice Response System, IVRS. An outage management system has a detailed network model of the distribution system developed through its GIS. A DMS takes an outage management system to the next level by automating the complete sequences and providing an end-to-end integrated view of the entire distribution spectrum. It accesses real-time data and communicates with the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition SCADA system, the Information Storage and Retrieval ISR system, communication COM servers, front-end processors FEPs, and field remote terminal units through FEPs and displays the integrated solution. A distribution management system, DMS, is a utility IT system capable of collecting, organizing, displaying, and analyzing real-time or near real-time electric distribution system information. A DMS can also allow operators to plan and execute complex distribution system operations in order to increase system efficiency, optimize power flows, and prevent overloads. A DMS can interface with other operations applications such as Geographic Information Systems, GIS, Outage Management Systems, OMS, and Customer Information Systems, CIS, to create an integrated view of distribution operations.
Planning for distribution and logistics. In order to ensure that the concept of total logistics is put into practice and that suitable trade-offs are achieved, it is essential that a positive planning approach is adopted. Planning should be undertaken according to a certain hierarchy that reflects different planning time horizons. These are generally classified as strategic, tactical, and operational. There is an overlap between the main planning stages, which emphasizes that there are many planning factors that can be covered by different stages in this planning hierarchy. The relative importance of these various aspects of logistics may differ between one company and another. The choice of transport mode could, for example, be an initial strategic decision and also a subsequent tactical decision for the same company. It might be a strategic decision for a company that is setting up a new global logistics operation, but might be a tactical decision for another company that is principally a supplier to a locally based market and only occasionally exports over long distances. It is not relevant to define exactly which strategic, tactical, and operational decisions or tasks within a company should be classified as either planning or control. Most elements need to be planned correctly in the first place, and then subsequently they need to be monitored and controlled to ensure that the operation is running as well as it should be. In the strategic function, you have medium to long range horizon, a 1 to 5+ year time span. Overall structural decisions are made. You have trade-offs between company functions and trade-offs with other organizations. Corporate financial plans and policy decisions are developed into a strategic plan. Next, you have the tactical function. This is where short to medium term horizon, a 6-month to 1 year plus time span. This is where subsystem decisions are made. You should not impose on other logistics components. Annual budgets provide finance cost basis, and the strategic plan detail is made into an operational plan. And next, in the operational function, you have day-to-day decision making, operations controlled against standards and rules, control through weekly and monthly reports, and the implementation of the operational plan. It is possible to identify many different elements within distribution and logistics that can be broadly categorized within this planning hierarchy. As already indicated, these may vary from one company to another and from one operation to another. Next, let's look at the main logistics elements for the different planning time horizons. In the strategic time zone, you have customer service, channels of distribution, supply points, production locations, depot configuration, depot types and number, the location and size of the depots, transport modal choice, third party or own account, direct delivery, and stock levels. Now you look at the tactical function, and here you have transport. You have vehicle type, sizes, and numbers, contract hire, primary routes, delivery schedules, driver resources, supply facilities. You have depot storage, design and layout, space allocation, storage media, handling and methods, numbers, unit loads, and in the administration information, you have information support systems, monitoring procedures, stock location and control, order processing, and documentation. And lastly, in the operational function, you have goods receipt and checking, bulk storage, order picking, stock replenishment, order marshaling, load scheduling, returns, personnel availability, stock update, documentation completion, vehicle maintenance, vehicle workshop activity. These examples serve to emphasize the complexity of distribution and logistics. In addition, they underline the need for appropriate planning and control. Distribution and logistics are not merely the transportation of goods from one storage point to another. There are many and varied elements that go together to produce an effective distribution and logistics operation. These elements interrelate and they need to be planned over suitable time.
Let's discuss about the outbound logistics. Outbound logistics are the distribution of those products manufactured by our company to the retailer or our respective outlets. Outbound Logistics Division offers comprehensive services to buyers sourcing their products from multiple suppliers in multiple countries. It is designed to facilitate a seamless flow of goods with complete transparency of information from point to ensure that the products arrive in the marketplace on time and in perfect condition. Freight Systems uses premium air freight carriers with established routings for outbound logistics. Many different options are available for the most competitive and reliable air freight forwarding service. Outbound Logistics Products and Services. The outbound logistics service is provided to enhance the value of our product. The primary objective of FSL is to manage the information and product of our customers in order to facilitate them to keep track on their products right from manufacture till it is delivered in customer's place. Logistic solutions provided to our customers which give them leading edge information on their products. Outbound Logistics Origin Services. The movement of product originates after manufacturing. Hence, origin services are vital for efficient shipment of products. The PO, Purchase Order Monitoring Program, ensures that the product is manufactured and delivered within the required time. This helps the customer to save costs on deconsolidation at destination and storage costs at the distribution centers. Let's talk about facility location. Facility location, also known as location analysis, is a branch of operations, research and computational geometry concerning itself with mathematical modeling and solution of problems concerning optimal placement of facilities in order to minimize transportation costs, avoid placing hazardous materials near housing, outperform competitors' facilities. Facility location is actually a term used in operation management. Facility location or location analysis is done so that the better uses of the location can be understood. Some of the benefits in location analysis include: we get a thorough knowledge of all the factors involved in the production and ways through which the materials that are needed in the production can easily be accessed. We can save a lot on transportation cost for materials, labor, import and export. The materials will be available at a comparatively low cost. The best way to get a task done is by finding out ways through which the task can be done. Location analysis helps us in those aspects, allowing differentiating between practical positions to place our facility. Like for example, we cannot build a hazardous facility in a residential area. Types of models. Facility location models can be broadly classified as: the shape or topography of the set of potential plants yields models in the plane, network location models, and discrete location or mixed integer programming models respectively. Min-sum models are designed to minimize average distances, while min-max models have to minimize maximum distances. Models without capacity constraints do not restrict demand allocation. If capacity constraints for the potential sites have to be obeyed, demand has to be allocated carefully. Single-stage models focus on distribution systems covering only one stage explicitly. In multi-stage models, the flow of goods comprising several hierarchical stages has to be examined. Single product models are characterized by the fact that demand, cost and capacity for several products can be aggregated to a single homogeneous product. Frequently, location models base on the assumption that demand is inelastic, that is, demand is independent of spatial decisions. Static models try to optimize system performance for one representative period. By contrast, dynamic models reflect data, cost, demand, capacities, etc., varying over time within a given planning horizon. In classical models, the quality of demand allocation is measured on isolation for each pair of supply and demand points. In practice, model input is usually not known with certainty. Data are based on forecasts and hence are likely to be uncertain. Let's discuss about classical location. The classical location theory was during the time Weber put it forward, and how relevant the theory is in today's world. It is always important to realize that these ideas put forward are theories and not statements of fact. They are seen to be opinions, hypotheses, assumptions, and only speculations. A theory is not necessarily always based on facts and is not required to be consistent with true depictions of reality. In 1909, Alfred Weber put forward his theory of classical location, in which he tried to explain the location of industries which is also known as the lowest cost location LCL model. A model is a simplified structure of reality. They are theoretical frameworks which may be difficult to observe in the real world. Models generally concentrate on a limited number of factors to explain a distribution, feature, or process. Globalization can also have an effect on the location of manufacturing industries. Here we will talk about strategic planning models for location analysis. Strategic planning is notable for the lack of standardized methods and terminology in the field. It is therefore useful to establish operational definitions for terms used in the planning process and to be clear about what elements are included in the strategic plan. Strategic planning is a relatively new genre of planning adapted from primarily two sources. Business schools have equipped leaders with institutional planning processes which were developed from decision-making and production control. Community planning schools have prepared planning staffs with models of social planning and physical land use planning. The business model is more often tailored for a hierarchical organization with top-down control, although this has softened in the dot-com era. The community planning model is more grassroots, bottom-up, consensus building and is better suited for non-profit organizations and local governments. Let's now discuss about location models. Location modeling became recently an essential topic in the field of ubiquitous computing (UC) systems. A wide selection of different sensing technologies is available for the system developers who want to use spatial information, whether to offer better service or just to provide the users their current position. Location is an essential part of context, which turns out to be useful in many UC applications, in particular for such purposes as position determination, navigation, routing, tracking, logistics, monitoring of ubiquitous computing devices, and many others. Success of every system depends for the most part on good system design. Basic models. There is a tendency to distinguish between two groups of location models which are related to each other. Physical location is related to a global geographic coordinate system and provides absolute, accurate, grid-based position in form of latitude-longitude pair. A third, altitude, coordinate can be added if necessary. Geographical location is used to deal with natural geographic objects such as countries, cities, and also zip codes, postal addresses, and so on. The remarkable property of such objects is their clear hierarchical organization. The biggest disadvantage of these model types are the superfluous data and computations which can overload small devices which often have strong restrictions on memory and computation power. Symbolic models refer to a location by some abstract symbols. Let us now talk about market channel structure. Marketing channels have traditionally been viewed as a bridge between producers and users. However, this perspective fails to capture the complex network of relationships that facilitate marketing flow. The movement of goods, service, information, and so forth between channel members. Primary functions of channel members: to be a stockist of a product, to represent brand in the marketplace, to gather marketing intelligence, to assume risk, to deliver product and offer post-sale support, to add value to the sale. There are three types of marketing channels. Communication. Communication channels present information to pools of potential consumers known as the product's target markets. Communication channels may carry a company's advertisements, other types of persuasive messages, and business correspondence. Examples of communication channels include television, radio, magazines, newspapers, billboards, web pages, direct mailers, and email. Marketers structure communication channels around the media choices of the target market. Distribution channel. Products reach customers through distribution channels. Distribution channels include product displays and product delivery methods. Distribution channels also include the customer point of purchase, such as retail stores, wholesalers, and websites with sales capabilities. Similar to communication channels, distribution channels are based on the shopping preferences of the product's target market. Service channel. Transactions are facilitated through service channels. Types of service channels include banks, warehouses, insurers, and transportation companies. Unlike communications and distribution channels, target market preference have little bearing on the marketer's choice of service channels. Supply chain channel. The supply chain refers to the process of turning raw material into products in customers' hands. Elements of the supply chain include distribution and service channels as well as the supply of raw material. Let's talk about drivers of outsourcing trends. Logistics outsourcing is an increasingly complex discipline which must be optimized and synchronized as an extended supply chain system within the main business line. On the other hand, new factors like improving supply chain management and need to concentrate on core competencies have also started to make their way in the list of popular criteria for taking up logistic outsourcing. Hence, logistic outsourcing industry is increasingly transforming from just being service providers to becoming supply chain partners. From service providers to business partners. Third-party logistics, 3PLs, have long led the way in logistics outsourcing using their core business, forwarding, trucking, and warehousing. However, today this offering has become a commodity service and does not provide any competitive advantage. Here we will discuss about third-party logistics provider. A third-party logistics provider, abbreviated 3PL or sometimes TPL, is a firm that provides outsourced or third-party logistics services to companies for part or sometimes all of their supply chain management functions. Third-party logistics providers typically specialize in integrated operation, warehousing, and transportation services that can be scaled and customized to customers' needs based on market conditions and the demands and delivery service requirements for their products and materials. Indian 3PL industry. The 3PL industry in India is at a nascent stage and has not realized its full potential. At present, the size of the 3PL industry in India is INR 100 billion. Foreign logistics giants are expected to step up their presence in this expanding market, with many mergers and acquisitions likely to happen in the sector. The 3PL industry in India will receive a major thrust with increase in the number of manufacturing companies, especially those related to automobile and automobile ancillary products. The use of 3PL services will increase considerably with the expansion of the organized retail industry throughout the country. Selecting a 3PL. Deciding to use a third-party logistics company is a decision that depends on a variety of factors that differ from business to business. There are three types of third-party logistics company that operate today: asset-based, management-based, integrated providers. Types of 3PL providers. Hertz and Alfredson describe 4 categories of 3PL providers. Standard 3PL provider. This is the most basic form of a 3PL provider. They would perform activities such as pick and pack, warehousing and distribution business the most basic functions of logistics. Service developer. This type of 3PL provider will offer their customers advanced value-added services such as tracking and tracing, cross-docking, specific packaging, or providing a unique security system. The customer adapter. This type of 3PL provider comes in at the request of the customer and essentially takes over complete control of the company's logistics activities. The customer developer. This is the highest level that a 3PL provider can attain with respect to its processes and activities. Advantages of third-party logistics are elimination of infrastructure investments, access to world-class processes, products, services or technologies, improved ability to react quickly to changes in business environments, risk sharing, better cash flow, reduction of operating costs, exchange of fixed costs with variable costs, access to resources not available in one's own organization, can concentrate on core competency. Let's discuss about emergence of 4PL service providers. Fourth party logistics, 4PL, is an integrator that assembles the resources, capabilities and technology of its own organization and other organizations to design, build and run comprehensive supply chain solutions. In essence, fourth party logistics, 4PL, means that one company is able to outsource the entire management of its supply chain to another company. The 4PL management service provider would gather together all the constituent parts required, such as systems, transport providers, order management and inventory management, with a view to providing the client with a fully integrated supply chain. Fourth party logistics, 4PL, presents a solution that incorporates the advantages of both outsourcing and insourcing to provide maximum overall benefit. The 4PL organization is a supply chain integrator and acts as a single interface between clients and the full scope of supply chain services. It is staffed with the best skills from the founding partners and should regularly be assessed against global benchmarks. Fourth party logistics differs from traditional 3PL arrangements in 4 main aspects. All aspects of the client's supply chain are managed by the 4PL organization. It acts as a single interface between the client and multiple logistics service providers. It is also possible for a major third-party logistics provider to form a 4PL organization within its existing structure. The 4PL organization is often a separate entity established as a joint venture, JV, or long-term contract between a primary client and one or more partners. Benefits of the 4PL organization are: improves accountability, retains corporate supply chain knowledge, realizes revenue opportunities by selling the supply chain services to external clients, addresses operational failures of 3PL services because the new entity allows the creation of a totally new culture, addresses strategic failures of 3PL services with a single point of contact to manage all aspects of the client supply chain, addresses financial failures of 3PL services by releasing capital through selling logistics assets to the 4PL organization or on the free market. Now, in the end, let us summarize what we have learnt in this lecture. Distribution Management System, DMS, is a collection of applications designed to monitor and control the entire distribution network efficiently and reliably. It acts as a decision support system to assist the control room and field operating personnel with the monitoring and control of the electric distribution system. Outbound logistics are the distribution of those products manufactured by our company to the retailer or our respective outlets. Facility location, also known as location analysis, is a branch of operations research and computational geometry concerning itself with mathematical modeling and solution of problems concerning optimal placement of facilities in order to minimize transportation costs, avoid placing hazardous materials near housing, outperform competitors' facilities. Third-party logistics, 3PL companies, are becoming an important part of today's supply chain. Logistics is an important activity of any manufacturing unit. Third-party logistics providers typically specialize in integrated operation.